take a closer look on the difference between the K-12 basic education curriculum and that of the MATATAG curriculum on the framework of the English subject. The K-12 language arts and multiliteracies curriculum is anchored on the following language acquisition, learning, teaching, and assessing principles. First, all languages are interrelated and interdependent, that the acquisition of sets of skills and implicit metalinguistic knowledge in one language provides the base for the development of both the first language and the second language. That's why we had MTD to primary levels before they begin speaking, writing in English. Second, language acquisition and learning is an active process that begins at birth and continues throughout life. Third, learning requires meaning. Fourth, learners learn about language and how to use it effectively through their engagement with and study of texts. And fifth, successful language learning involves viewing, listening, speaking, reading, and writing activities. So through language learning, these develop learners' functional and critical literacy skills. On the other hand, let's see the framework of the MATATAG curriculum on the languages curricula framework. The languages curricula aim to produce young Filipino learners who are literate, critical thinkers, readers, and writers, communicatively competent, and culturally aware. Through the curriculum, learners are able to use language appropriately, think critically, and communicate effectively in various social contexts. In turn, they are able to contribute productively to their community and to the larger society as multilingual, multiliterate, and intercultural citizens of the country while developing a deep sense of cultural identity. It is not beyond our knowledge that the K-12 curriculum had not been so successful in achieving its goals and objectives to produce Filipino learners who are also critical thinkers and readers with comprehension based on the international assessments like PISA, where Philippines ranked the bottom. Let us now re-evaluate the MATATAG curriculum on the framework of the English subject. Using Elliot, Eisner's education, connoisseurship, and criticism, let us evaluate this curriculum in 3 steps by describing, interpreting, and evaluating its process. As we describe MATATAG curriculum on the context of the English language, the languages curricula, which include both English and Filipino subjects under this curriculum, emphasize the need of the Filipino learners to become literate of not just the language itself, but also the language of society and the culture by which they are a part of. Here, we do not just see our learners become fluent speakers, writers, and readers of the English language, but also of the changing times, using the power of comprehension, communication, critical thinking to creatively and productively contribute to the progress of the nation in the midst of the evolving time. Through interdependence, we also perceive them coincide with others' language and culture as they communicate effectively and learn to understand and embrace the beauty of their diversities, preparing them to face a larger scale ahead. Nevertheless, we shape them to be rooted and grounded to the culture they are once planted in, including the values and virtues they embody as Filipinos. How beautiful it is. Second, let us interpret. There is a simpler look of this curriculum on teaching and learning English. The goal seems to be not so extensive or massive, as we could question its feasibility on the time element given for its implementation. Its efficiency could also be seen at a glance too, since the scope got sphered in its necessity and relevance with a changing time. Literacy has been implicitly branched out to other disciplines, touching the cultural identity of Filipino learners to always root from while becoming multilingual, multiliterate, and intercultural citizens of the country. Now, let us evaluate the MATATAG curriculum as a whole. However, no no matter how brilliant this idea is, its execution or implementation could vary depending on the quality of the learners and the teachers who are actual partakers of this shift in education. As we speak, we deal with learners who are technologically adept or attached, bookworms and not, negatively affected by the shift during the pandemic, and those who academically thrived. As with the teachers, we hope to have those who are passionate and determined to help our learners become productive contributors of progress through providing them with more contextual, which they can relate, and realistic experiences of learning. We hope not to see them just talk or discuss for the sake of teaching, make our learners read, and just end there. Thus, we can expect a curriculum that is a strength to producing quality professionals and individuals who later on will